I want to see. I definitely want to see. You join this live. Leave me a couple comments here because I want to see something. Definitely want to see. Leave me a comment. I want to see something. Because that's the first time I've seen something very very strange on the very last live stream. Like, that was very out of the ordinary. And we need to get down to the bottom of that stat immediately. So looks like we have a character here named Batman in here. New here. Okay. I don't care anything about that. I love my nose. You're going to get another one of these chats started, and then we're going to be in here about an hour. So, don't agree with that. Never will. What's my channel about? So, if you're new here, which I'm sure many of you are, my name is Jessica. Jessica Be Brave, to be exact, here on YouTube. I teach people how to smell good all the time. I just happen to love the Lord as well. And I have a sense of humor that he blessed me with. And this live stream is basically, I want to see something. I want to see some of the comments because I went live and there was hardly any activity. Yeah. I think some of these comments so far have started something right now. We shall show no such thing, cool guy. No, absolutely not. How about if you wouldn't say them comments, if you wouldn't say that to nobody's face in person, what are you doing saying it online? This live is going to be about me wanting to see the comments and engagement, because I just ended one a few minutes ago and I barely saw any interaction. I'm like, now this isn't normal. No, we're not showing anything inappropriate. Hello. So that's what my channel's about. Hygiene, smelling good. I just got through talking about hygiene, body oils and perfume oils specifically, layering specifically, how they're different from all the perfumes that are full of alcohol, and that's normally the first thing you smell. There's a review on the channel I got to this. This is a dupe of a $300, $400 perfume that did not cost that. Looks just like it. I don't see how they don't have copyright infringement problems. Of course, I haven't seen anything in the news yet. Hello, Ryan. Hello, Batman. Hello, little Brit. I just want to see something. But that comment that was made, that inappropriate comment over there. I love my nose. So let's talk about that. Now, first and foremost, let's address these comments. I love my nose. End of discussion. Okay. That's it. That's end of discussion. When anytime a person is making a comment about another's appearance and then I can't see you, what you look like, I question if you love yourself. I ain't going nowhere. We're going to spend some time now. See, this started as an experiment. Yeah. We finna talk, baby. We finna talk. I highly question when a person works so hard to just, oh, I'm going to just say this comment because I feel like trash today, or I just feel some type of way today. So I'm going to leave this comment on this young lady or this young man's stuff. And then they're going to make them feel some type of way. Does that make you feel better to talk trash about people, about their appearance? Does that make you feel better? Did that make you feel any better? Clap backs. You see what I did there? But I highly question, do you really love yourself? Because a person that loves themselves don't care nothing about pushing so hard to make the next person try to feel some type of way. I think it's hilarious because I love my nose and I love all chocolate of me from head to toe. Okay? I love it. If you love yourself, you're not going to walk around trying to make somebody else feel completely inadequate. Because how you treat people is a reflection of how you feel about yourself. So you just told me in reverse how you feel about yourself. Hello, Renee. Thank you for joining the family, Lil Brit 911. Appreciate you. If you have any questions about anything hygiene related, then please do leave them because I may have already answered them. Two, if I have not, I'm willing to answer them as long as they're not too personal. Some people will just go out of their way to either intentionally or like unintentionally or maybe unconsciously go out of their way to make you feel inadequate about yourself. I have been in rooms with people or been in areas and spaces, and it's like it has really tested how much I trust God. It has really tested what God has made me into as far as the woman that I am. It has really tested my fortitude to let me know, hey, as long as you got me and as long as you know what I put in you, daughter, then don't worry about them looking at you sideways. Don't worry about them making little snide remarks. Don't worry about all the time they see you, they got to put little in front of all of your accomplishments. Because them accomplishments is mine. You just a vessel that represent me. So thank you, because Romans 8 verse 28 just took place. For all things work together for the good of those who love the Lord and who are called according to his purpose. That's fire. We finna talk. What started out as an experiment and then you left your comment, oh, we going in. We're going in before I wash this makeup off my face, okay? I'm not going to call out names. I'm not allowed to. But I can tell the story. I'm a big fan of people telling their story, especially one on the condition and on the premise of as long as God gave you permission, like for real, not saying you just gave you permission. Because it's going to help someone. You never know how many other people are going through these things. That's why sometimes when I see people share stuff online and then I see people say, oh, you shouldn't have told that. I'm like, that's exactly what we're trying to get away from, because how did any of us get good at and what we need to get good at. How did any of us become a better version of ourselves, or whatever we were seeking of? You ever going through something and then you felt like you was the only one going through it? And then somebody else shares their story and you start, and you hear enough stories about something, and you hear one, all it takes is you hearing one particular person's story and it changed your whole life. They could say the same thing as the other 300 people, but but in this one person's story, they could say something that totally changes your whole perspective. I shared a story yesterday about how a lady who everybody thought was crazy that I used to work with some years ago, thought they was crazy, but God just nudged me and said, no matter how crazy you think she sounds, I need you to still listen to her. Wound up learning two very pivotal things that have changed my life to this day. Almost a decade ago. So no matter how crazy you got, no matter how crazy, now I might still block you, okay? I do give out block trophies. No matter how crazy it sounds, God still might nudge you to listen to that person. No matter how far-fetched it sounds, there's something in there for you. If God wants you to be there to listen to it, if God wants you in proximity of them, if they're in person, if He wants you to be there at that place, at that time, that place, that event, that's why it's so imperative to be at the right place at the right time. Even online counts. I wouldn't say that about yourself. That's the other side of it. For the people that make these comments about someone's appearance, that show me how they feel about themselves. But in reverse, if you make those disparaging remarks about yourself, you don't need to be making those disparaging remarks about yourself either. Because you're still telling me how you feel about yourself without telling me how you feel about yourself. That just means you got some more growing to do. That doesn't make you inferior. That just means you got some stuff to work on. The people that love themselves, they're not, I'm not saying they don't have things that they feel kind of inferior about. It's okay, their mindset is different. I once spoke to a person. I was in a situation where I'm just like, I'm doing the best that I can do, and I don't know what to do about it. And at the time, he encouraged me. He said, well, instead of looking at what you can't do, what do you want? What is the outcome that you want out of that? Yeah, that was something that changed my whole life around from that period on. And it's almost like people that have a poverty mindset. Let's get into practice of stop saying that you can't afford something, and instead ask yourself, how can I afford it? Okay, what can I do to afford it in addition to what I'm already doing for work, whatever that is? What can I pick up here for a shift? What can I pick up there? What can I sell? What can I do? The moment, just that one question will change everything. And that's what it takes with you loving yourself. If you don't love yourself, it's time for you to do something about it. Now, I briefly spoke on this last year about the Jackie O situation. And I said, if you love yourself, I'm paraphrasing, but I'll link you to it at the end of this video, the exact video. If you love yourself, fight hard to stay there. If you don't, fight hard to get there and then stay there. Because both of it is worth it. That effort depends on you. That girl wound up unalive from a mommy makeover. You're talking to someone that, by the grace of God, I love myself, and it don't matter what anybody got to say about it. So every time somebody makes remarks, I'm telling you, the most unlikely people have made remarks in my 30-something years of life. And every time that person has made those remarks, either through laughter, either through saying just kidding or whatever like that, it's taught me how they feel about themselves. It was a reflection of themselves. It made it hard for me to be like, well, I can't really get offended at that because they're really telling me how they feel about themselves. And then it just makes me feel like I want you to get to the place that I am. I don't know what made you this way, but what I want for you, whoever you are, I want you to love yourself like I love me. Maybe a little bit more. You could tell that the people that are uncomfortable with them, they ain't comfortable in their skin yet, they're not there yet. That's okay if you're not there yet. Just go out of your way to make sure that you make it to that level. That's a daily practice. So even once you get to an area where you love yourself, you're still not done because you have your whole life to do that. There's a level of you loving yourself in your 20s that you're not going to experience, that you're not going to it's not going to be enough, that you're now going to have to transform that when you get in your 30s. And then from your 30s to your 40s, to your 40s to your 50s, however long the Lord gifts you to be on this earth. Windsurf 68. I'm gonna need you to be careful. I'm gonna need you to go see Doc if you haven't already. I'm gonna need you to take care of yourself. Please. Look what one comment turned into. Oh, we're not done yet. Like, I don't even know where to begin. Like, this ain't a one live stream type of topic. This is like this is this session and another session we have to plan. I'm gonna go to the first I want to encourage anyone that feels a type of way about themselves, whether or not you've made disparaging remarks towards people online, off, in person, behind their back. First of all, ask the Lord for forgiveness now. Sincerely, please, because you need to start there at the drawing board. Secondly, ask the Lord, what can you do to improve that? What do you want me to do with this area in which I feel like I don't like about myself? There's plenty of resources out there now, more than it ever was about 10 years ago. There's plenty of more resources. There's if there's something you truly don't like about yourself, you definitely can change it. And we talk about physically, but it's going to start here so it could transform everywhere else. And I need you to take and focus on a single feature about yourself and then go to working on that. So if you don't, what can I use as an example? If you don't like your full figured lips, okay, go and find some people that have that look and see what they do to accentuate to love them more. If you don't like your chocolate skin, go and find people that love their chocolate skin and see what kind of clothes they wear. They're not wearing black. They're not wearing these somber clothes. They're wearing a whole lot of orange, which is gorgeous on chocolate skin. They're wearing a whole bunch of yellow. They're wearing they're color blocking and they stand out. And then see what happens when they make those changes. And the beautiful thing is with Instagram and YouTube, you start scrolling long enough, you'll see the transformation on its own through thumbnails, photos, the timeline, that grid, that infamous grid on Instagram. You'll physically see the changes that this person just starts to feel better. You get to see the light and the life in their eyes. but it starts here first before it could ever start externally. Okay, windsurf. I'm pausing a minute to look at the comments. Okay, I'm going to the chiropractor, talk to the dentist, TMG special, TMJ. I don't know why I read that as TMG. TMJ specialist, started Tai Chi workout a few times a week. Okay, follow the doc's orders. We don't need you throwing your back out. No, not ever or not again. It's the same thing with your eating habits. If you're tired of feeling like you want to go to sleep after every meal, it's time to start taking a look at what you're eating. This ain't really time for me to be talking about it, but it kind of fits in with the topic. If you love yourself as far as eating, there are things that God put on this earth from the ground. Fruits, veggies, and there's different ways we could transform them in cooking and in stewing and dicing and slicing, and we could eat them, and plenty of spices and seasonings that also he put in this earth, and we could transform it into certain meals where we could feel better. If you're tired of feeling like you want to go to sleep after every meal, just look at what you're eating. Is it carbs? Is it fried chicken? Is a bunch of DoorDash? I'm telling on myself I had to change. Now that amount has greatly and significantly reduced. Thank God. I don't share this very often because this ain't the platform to do it. Because I talk about hygiene. Like if I had like a cooking channel or food channel, then that'd be different. But very briefly, I'll share it here. I was plant-based for about 3 years, and it taught me a lot. I felt much better and much lighter, but there's a couple things your body needs to still be supplemented with, even if you completely omit meat, seafood, everything. And now that I'm back on the side of eating various amounts of protein, I still kind of lean back on plant-based meals, meatless meals every once in a while. That expanded my options. The difference in how I feel when I used to eat the meaty proteins versus eating just plant-based was like a night and day difference. And now that I can combine the both of them, that gives me creativity and it gives me better control over what I'm eating. And then I instantly tell that if I'm eating something incorrectly, I can almost always, by the grace of God, pinpoint it. You are what you eat. That's a real thing. So if you're eating fried every day and you feel like crap every day, well, that's you until you decide that let's grill it. Let's put it on the grill instead of fried today. That's going to make a great difference. There was a time that I was not so good with these right here, these lace wigs. Guess what I had to do? I had to go watch the wig bays, the wig girlies, and learn how to be better at it. I rarely do hair videos on this channel, but I've done a handful of them where I do wash day routines and share tips and stuff like that, and even share my braid down for underneath wigs. All of that takes practice. I felt like my hair braiding was terrible, and I wanted to braid how I saw other people did, where it was just like a fine point tip at the start of the braid, and then y'all know what I'm talking about, the flat cornrows that just lay flat. Whenever you don't like something about yourself, or you don't like something, the way that you do something, there's always a better way to do it. And the difference in it changing is you wanting to change, you wanting to put forth the effort. That's going to make a big difference. And if you don't know how to put forth the effort, I would heavily encourage you all. If you don't have a relationship with God, now's the perfect time. Ain't no perfect way to talk to him, just like I'm talking to y'all right now. That's how I be talking to him. Hey, God, I don't know how to do this. How can I make this happen? How can I do this, this, and this? But you're going to have to listen to him if you ask him for something. You're going to have to listen to his wisdom if you ask him for wisdom. You're going to have to listen to him give you the business plan if you ask him for a business plan. You see what I'm saying? That's what you're going to have to do. Because you can't ask God for something and then don't want to listen to him. He's like, all right, fam. I'm a gentleman. I'm finna back up. I see you don't want to listen to me. God, a perfect gentleman. He don't force nobody to listen to him. He's like, all right, bet. You think you know it all, so cool. You got this. He'll sit down, let you have it. And you come back to him. And I love how he's a guy that's like, he don't do the I told you so thing. He's so gracious to us. It's like, well, I gave you the blueprint. What were my instructions the last time? I can point you back to that. Real simple. Well, once you get into that rhythm, as you start, that's the learning process of it all. I remember a time, now this is one thing I can share, because there's so many experiences where it's all knitted itself together to teach me to love myself. And then by the grace of God, you have the woman sitting before you today. Because I didn't do this. I didn't do any of this. You have to tell the Lord, thank you. Middle school, me and I forgot the number of middle school girls. For those that know, you be wanting to make friends. It was one of the rarest times where we all were good acquaintances, associates, and none of us were jealous of each other. None of us. And all of us made up a whole melting pot of different races, different nationalities, different cultures. And it seemed like once we split apart, we started going to different schools and stuff, then you start meeting other people, and then this kind of stuff, this kind of negativity starts to get introduced. And it's ridiculous now in 2024. It's ridiculous. We got this mean girls type of thing. Why does that need to be a thing? If that sister is winning, why can't you also be winning? And God have mercy on you if any of it involve a man. Okay? You want to see them get real petty and real slimy and real sorry. Definitely don't let a man be the cause of the issue. Have you seen the story about what's her name? And she went on a trip and with her was supposed to be friends and she didn't come back home. Okay. Girl looked like she loved herself. Friends, maybe not so much. And maybe they felt like that was their opportunity. You feel me? That's why I'm such a big advocate of people learning to pinpoint. Like, I need you to learn to love yourself. I need you to do better. I need you to do better. I need you to look at what makes you okay. Well, I occasionally make a comment about somebody appearing. No, there's a root cause of that. I need you to get down to the bottom of that. Because not everyone's going to receive that well. I need you to work on that, sister. I need you to work on that, brother. Whoever you are, I need you to work on that. The only thing better than being a student, a temporary student in school, elementary, middle, college, high school, the only thing better than after after you get out of college, or if it's just high school for you, there's no judgment here regarding that. You have not, once you enter life, you enter the school of life, and it's how you're going to make it is one, by the grace of God, and two, being a lifelong student. Does that mean you have to know everything? No. Which is why you need the second part. You need God to help you navigate you through it, but you also need to have a mindset of a lifelong student. What can I learn? How can I learn to get better at this? And then once you get better, okay, am I okay with this point, or do I want to become better than this, or do I want to go out and help other people become better? Like that. The Bible says that to love thyself, to love thy neighbor as you love yourself. So it's how you treat people is a direct reflection of how you treat yourself, and definitely a direct reflection of how you feel about yourself. Because where else does that come from? I had a girl, but it wasn't a girl chat, it was a brave girl chat about I still ain't gonna call her name because I ain't got no permission, first of all. Divorced for the third time, no judgment on that. But I was just like, you old enough to know better. You have a son. What kind of example are you setting for that young man? And I say this the same thing here with learning to love yourself. I got so many stories that I could tell. I just need permission. I'm gonna patiently wait. People just going around, they joking on people is their thing, cracking jokes on people their thing. And this stuff don't just stop at high school. This stuff don't just stop in college. Like, we still got grown people doing this in workplaces, in offices. This stuff's still going on in the general public. You ever heard of people having their cliques and stuff? I'm not a fan of cliques. Cause the moment I start feeling like, okay, you can't sit with us, well, cool. God didn't design me to fit in anyway. We gonna God. God said I got my own crew. We don't do cliques over here. You can appreciate your clique. Let's slam dunk it somewhere else. I don't have to be a part of it. That's all I got for now. I ain't going to extend it, but you know what? This is very fun. I'm gonna change the title and put up a thumbnail accordingly. If you just joining, this went from I want to see something for some comments and engagement because of the last live. I felt like it didn't have enough engagement. It went from that to a Romans 8 verse 28 type of thing, talking about loving yourself. If you don't remember nothing else out of this live and you just joining, first of all, run it back. I will link you to a playlist full of my previous girl chats. And if there's something you don't love about yourself, please work on the root cause of it. If you don't know where to start, asking God is perfect. The God of the Bible. Hey God, coming to you right now. Tell him what it is. I need help with this. I'm not so good with maybe congratulating the person on certain things. And sometimes that's an area in which you need the most help on. Because God looks at how you celebrate others in an area in which you're hoping for, you're praying for, you're believing him for. And he looks at how you treat them when they get to the level you already got. And he's like, that in itself is going to determine, are you going to handle it well when you get to that level? Now, It's getting late out here. I love y'all. You can run this back. I'll put it up on the channel. I'll definitely change the title. This has become another chat. Until next time, and good night for some, and good morning for others, and good afternoon for others outside of